Hello and welcome back to Emily Cat 176. It's Monday. I hope you've all had a good weekend. It's interesting weather we're having at the moment. Yesterday was quite cool. I was actually in a jumper again yesterday, and it's going to be 33 tomorrow. But anyway, so was it last week? Last week or the week before, I went into the city to see a musical at the Regent Theatre. Now the Regent Theatre, it's in Collins Street, and the Regent Theatre, because the State Theatre is still closed for renovations, that's where all the opera and ballet's going through at the moment as well. But this was musical theatre I saw, and musical theatre is my absolute favourite. I love musical theatre. But this was a bit different because I went on a bus. It was with a group, and the bus drove us in, which was very good. It's very good. Drives you in, drops you off, takes you back. So, yeah. So what I saw was Anastasia. Now, I think most people now, if they hear the name Anastasia, will connect it to Princess Anastasia, who of course was part of the Russian royal family. And Anastasia in particular was one where all these imposters came forward saying she'd survived, because we all know what happened to the Russian royal family, even the kids, which is terrible to think of. And there were a lot of imposters that came up saying that they were Anastasia. The most famous of these, of course, was Anna Anderson. Now, my friend that was sitting next to me, she didn't know the history, and when it finished, I said to her, go home and Google Anna Anderson. I think she died in the 80s, but she was proven to be an imposter. But I think she was the most well-known one. It turned out she was Polish or something. And she actually ended up moving to America, and she died in America. And this is the whole premise with this whole story is, of course, the bodies were found and DNA was done, and it was found, all the bodies were found. And then they'd got her DNA as well. It didn't match. She was no relation at all. But this is what happens with this musical. The storyline is that the revolution's happening. These two, I think they're counts, and one's something else, I don't know. But they decide, they meet this girl called Anya, and they decide that they're going to pass her off as Anastasia to the grandmother who survived. She was living in Paris, and I think that is true. She was the grandmother of his mother. Went to Paris before the revolution started, and it was all these imposters wanted to meet her to prove that they were this Anastasia. But these ones, Dmitri and Gleb, they're the ones who decide that they're going to take this Anya and make her become Anastasia so they can travel to Paris and see the grandmother. So they've sort of borrowed from the real life story. So what did I think of it? Oh, it was good. It was good. The standard of singing was really high. And when I saw who was in it and their backgrounds, it all made sense. So Anya was played by Georgina Hobson, Dimitri was Robert Tripolino. I'll try that again. Tripolino. Gleb was Joshua Robson. Vlad, Rodney Dobson. Countess Lily, Rhonda Birchmore, and the Dowager Empress was played by Nancy Hayes. Now, Nancy Hayes and Rhonda Birchmore, they're very, very well-known stage actors here in Australia. But of course I look up who they are because I hadn't heard of any of them. And it was no surprise to me that I found out that they're actually part of Opera Australia. Because I saw, was it last year or the year before, I saw a group called Tenore, and they were 3 tenors who'd been part of the 10 tenors, and they'd gone off on their own to do the 3 tenor thing, you know. And they were talking to the audience afterwards, and one of them said, excuse me, young opera singers are advised to go and do musical theatre. It develops their voice, it helps them. And it was no surprise at all to me, because the singing was just so good, that they've come from an opera background. Interesting, isn't it? Because you wouldn't really think that musical theatre and opera are the same, but people who know about singing more than I do, this is what they think, that if they go into musical theatre, they're going to help their voices get ready for opera. And of course they were all young performers. Very good production. And as I said, the singing was really good. But of course this is a big show that is travelling around Australia. Not that I see them very often, but I'm glad I did see this one. I don't know if it's still on. I don't know. I should have looked that up, shouldn't I? What rating would I give it? I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. It was really good. The staging was really good. I thought that was really good. And as I said, the whole thing was good. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5. It might be, well, I think it's going around Australia. It's certainly worth seeing. It's an interesting story too, because with the real life story, I think that Anna Anderson, I think she had mental health issues as well. So yes, she was an imposter, but I think she had her problems as well. But it's very sad. It was very sad what happened to the remaining family members of the Romanovs. And I said all these ones were coming, not now of course because it's too late, but yeah, in the years afterwards there were more than one imposter, because somehow people seem to think that this Anastasia was the one who got away, when in fact none of them got away. It's awful, isn't it? It's awful to think of those children. Just, yeah, a sadness there as well. So I never thought that would be made into a musical. But it has been. And it was worth seeing. Let me know if any of you have seen this. The Rhonda Birchmore character, Countess Lily, because of course she's the attendant to the Dowager Empress. As soon as she came on stage, I thought, that's Rhonda Birchmore. She's, as I said, she's very well known here in Australia. But that's what I saw. And as I said, I will go and see musical theatre anytime because I love musical theatre. So that's it for Monday. As I said, let me know if any of you have seen this production. I don't know if I've got much musical theatre booked coming up. I've got music and I've got films and I've got plays. I don't know. I don't know if I'll actually be seeing much musical theatre now, on ballet of course. I don't know if I'll be seeing much musical theatre this year. I will see the next Plosh show, but that's not till July. And everything else is mainly plays, and yeah, this year. I'll have to have a look around for some more, won't I? Because I love it so much. All right, so you enjoy your week, and I will be back on Wednesday because I'm doing poetry again because I like poetry. So enjoy your week, and I'll see you then. Bye.